Oh, what's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back with another dish soap VOD review. Still on my dish soap VOD review transformation to try to understand what is even going on in this patch, because I still don't completely get it. Learned a lot of really cool stuff from last VOD review. If you didn't check it out, I don't know, go to my channel and then click the link to get back to it, but really cool stuff like Edge of Night slams on Silco and Ari. I also just realized we're not on 2x speed, so let's bump it up. We'll do a little 1.75. That'll be nice. Fast, but not too fast. Got, of course, a Cho pair to start. There's also Ionia Opener if he wants it, but Ionia Opener, in my opinion, is kind of terrible. So definitely much more interested in holding on to this Cho pair, but obviously we'll hold on to everything here because it's free to buy it all. We got a bow plus belt start. Now, okay, this is actually really interesting. I'm really curious to see what Dish Soap does here, because in the past, I would basically always make this into a Nashor's Tooth and play for Azir. But Azir's felt a lot weaker to me this patch, so I'm really curious to see what he does with it. I'd also definitely hold on to the Orianna here, though now he can do all this. I don't really care about those other units, so I think this is fine. But yeah, like, you look at these item slams, there's really, like, if you want to play some kind of AP, it kind of has to be Nashor's. There's no, like, you don't want to make Renans, you don't want to make, the other one, the Armor Shred one. Augments wise, I would just reroll both of these and then look to take Portable. Contagion's really solid as well, but I just love the early direction of Portable. Let's see what this is. I was thinking maybe it could be like a Challengers game if we get something crazy for Challengers. Well, Crusher and Zanya's are both really solid here. It's probably just Zanya's though. So yeah, like, if I was playing this game, I would take Zanya's, slam this, and angle Azir. So curious to see what he does. So he does take Zanya's. Also now there's Heroes of Warwick and Nefiri, which is kind of interesting. He is going to look to hold on to that, but also get into just the Void Opener here. And then he does slam Zanya's plus the Nashor's Tooth. I think that's the slam that makes the most sense in this spot. I mean, there's just nothing else to be slammed. And then this Cloak can either become an Ionic if we're going to play more towards Sorks, or a like a Declaw or Gargoyle if we're going to play towards Azir plus Silco. But yeah, I'm really curious to see where things go from this spot, just because this spot really does feel like Azir to me, and this is a comp that I've sort of like, I've definitely struggled to play. I think the main thing about this comp is you need like a lot of gold to play it, which is kind of difficult. This is another interesting spot here, where yeah, he basically has to sell off the challengers in order to make gold, but you just have to commit to the Sork Opener. I like this. This is what I would do here, for sure. And then hopefully you hit some of these 2-stars, and the next round you can put in, you know, like an Orianna 2, or you get like a Malice 2, put the Orianna in, and your opener is suddenly kind of good. And the upside is he's fighting a lot of weak people who aren't slamming anything. This is like Setsuko Trade Sector looking to play maybe Cho Bida, maybe the Cho plus Invoker reroll comp. It's actually a really close fight, just because Cho 2 is this insane unit. I think we lost, yeah. I mean, we have the Zanyas, but just one Cassiopeia ult is going to almost kill us, and then the second one, yeah, we lose to that board, RIP. But, okay, there we go. That's the opener that we're looking for here. Now we have Mouse 2, now we have Cho 2. A little bit sad that we lost to Setsi there, but that's life. No reason to level, because he was, you know, he had a sort of weak early board, so I think his play made perfect sense, but now he actually kind of has a real board. He's going to fight into this rogues board. This person definitely looks like they're angling rogues. Nice that we have the Zanyas. So, you know, like last game we talked about the Edge of Night slams to deal with rogue players. This game, he just, from the start, has a Zanyas. So that makes it sort of very easy to play against all these rogue players. But, yeah. And then, item-wise here, he has the Cloak. Wonder what he makes here. Yeah, there's like a Vel'Koz there. I wonder if he pryos Ionic in this spot. Like, if he has the option between like this Vel'Koz and the Rod, I'm really curious to see what he takes here. It looks like he does go Rod. I think he thought about it a bit, but yeah, he does want to just make Ionic here. So I'm curious, is he going to angle Sorks this game, just from kind of a weird spot where he has the Ionic, or is he going to try to play something else? Warlord's Palace, so that does guarantee that he'll have kind of like BIS items later. And then he slams it on Cho'Gath because he's just a tankier unit than this random Swain, which makes sense. And hey, we fight level 4. This person is Samira reroll, so that's something to keep in mind. And also just, you know, good for us so that we can keep streak. I assume next round we're going to sell a lot of this stuff and just make 20. And it should be a pretty reasonable opener from this spot. I mean, we've made sort of like the traditional econ thresholds. Played a strong board, only a little bit unfortunate that we lost to Setsuko. Jinx pair here, but I mean, you know, there's no way. He had Vi in for Bruiser, and worst case, he's going to have to sell this Malzahar. But like, doesn't really matter. The only downside is you won't be able to remake Malz really easily if you continue to play Source from this spot. So yeah. And I mean, he fights a Giga weak board. This person's just trying a 5 loss here. So great. 3 streak. Would have been a 5 streak if we had lucked out in that fight against Setsuko, but Setsuko's board was too strong. And we never fought T-Lides, who is just first place here, 100 HP. And then also there's another win streaking player, which is kind of wild. T-Lides on a 5 streak. This Taylani person who's on a 4 streak, and then us on a 3 streak. So kind of scary, because I don't know who we lost to Setsuko, I thought. So now that means we have the 2 win streakers in our pool. And the board's not that strong unless we high roll like Oriana 2 here or something. So it's probably not a 3-1 level, I would think. Probably just play this sort of like very standard and level at 3-2. Get a tier. I mean, what would the tier be, actually? It's probably just like an Adapticone here, Adaptive Helm. If we can get to it. I'm still not 100% sure what we're playing for this game, because these items really make me think Azir, but he did make the Ionic, so I'm curious, like, what his sort of, like, interest in playing Azir is, I guess. How much he leans towards that, compared to just leaning towards Vertical Sork, because, like, last time we played Vertical Sork, but it made a lot more sense to just default it. Looks like gonna be another loss, with, like, honestly what I think is a pretty decent board, but yeah, like I said, we had to fight the other 4 streak person here. At least we're making 40. I don't really want Double Trouble or Bruiser Crown. Just reroll both of those, default to Large Forge. Don't really want Transfusion here. But the Forge is really strong, especially we're in this we're in this galaxy where we're going to be able to get a lot of components later. You probably just take with the Forge. You also get to keep your guaranteed Zanyas. The only problem is we might have to play. Okay, what do we get? Sniper's Focus plus Hull Breacher. That's pretty good. Or Hull Crusher, and then you can just put it on your Cho'Gath 2, who's an amazing holder for it. Yeah, this looks great. And then he does slam the tier on Malzahar just because it's gonna pop off the second we make an item anyway. This seems really, really good. He has Sniper's Focus as well, which is a pretty solid item. Like, the only scary thing I think about potentially playing Sorks from this spot now, because like now we don't need the attack speed, or we don't have the attack speed anymore. Oh my god, I mean, does he not make the Vi2 here? I would always, yeah, you always make it, I thought. And just get a random Nasus in. Now we have this Nasus. I'm really curious to see what late game board he plays this game, because he has the options between Sork and Azir Silco. And I would think these items go a lot better on Azir. Like, theoretically, you can throw these items on Silco. Like, I don't know, imagine you get like a Mana Zane here. But like, that's the scary thing about either of those comps. I guess actually, be a challenge. It's like a challenger's angle, ideally, huh? Like, these items go crazy on Kaisa. But yeah, I think ideally he'd want to play challengers here. If he takes a spat, he can make a Sork spat. The spat doesn't turn into an Ornn item. Like, he could take a Silco with Sork spat here. Oh my god, no one else wants it. Well, I guess that means he's playing Sorks from this spot. Interesting. I mean, sure, we take those for sure. I'm not sure why no one wanted this. But yeah, just make the Sork emblem, get Silco in, you suddenly have 4 Sork. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, he does just open sell the Nasus at this point. Because he's like, well, I'm definitely not playing around Nasus, I'm playing around Sorks. Oh, a little awkward here. Curious if he wants to like sell something here. Like, if he wins this fight or if he loses. It looks like he is interested in selling the Mouse pair and the Ori pair if he loses. And if he wins, you just sell. I would think about Ori pair, because she does sort of like come out until you play 8 Sork. I'm curious. I mean, looks like he lost this fight anyway, and he is down to sell both pairs. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of wild. That he wants to sell both of those there, because they are going to be played later. Okay, here's the crucial thing, though, when you make a Sork spat. You do have to see out the rest of the lab, because there was one person who had a Sork spat. That was T-Lides. And then it looks like he's the only person playing around Sorks. And he just went, like, level... Did it just show T-Lides going level 7 and rolling now? Kind of wild. Oh. Be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. It's like 5 hours later. Let's finish this VOD review. I got interrupted in the middle of it. Had to do a bunch of stuff. Went to the gym, came back, showered, changed. I'm in a different shirt now. And now we can finish the rest of this VOD review. So Sorry if it's a little disjointed. This was, so we're with What the Forge and we're playing around Sork. I'm just trying to get back in the headspace. I looked in the VOD a second ago, but yeah, this is a first for me going from a VOD and then coming back to it so late. Okay, so yeah. He's definitely playing vertical Sork from this spot because he took Sork's bet. He has to play around 6 Sork. It's going to be potentially a similar game to last round, and he is just like already sort of like full pivoting his board. Like he just sort of needs to descend it here and find like Vel'Koz to Taric to he even makes Adapt. Well, oh wait, yeah, he's What the Forge, so he doesn't actually make Adapticone. And he also has the opportunity potentially to high roll this guy, 2-star Slko. He's thinking about potentially making the Sona. The problem is it's really hard to fit Sona on this board, I believe, with Sork's bet, because like you really want to play around 6 Sork on 7. You get 2+1s, which are going to be Kassadin, and then why does it look like 1, 2? Oh, because he has the Sork's bet. Because you can cut this. It's usually like Kassadin Jarvan, right? And then it's like hard to fit multicaster. He has Jarvan pair now, which is huge. I would. It's actually really hard. He decides to not keep rolling here. He hasn't finished his pivot. Hull Breacher there, and is going to just Triforce his backline. That's the item that he got. A bit unfortunate. That's what I was talking about earlier in the VOD. I do remember what I was saying, is that it's a little bit weird playing like a line like this that's guaranteed to be AP, because like what happens when you get something like Triforce, Defiance, like it feels a little bit bad. He's just going to go back up to 20 here. I'm curious to see if he actually rolls more in a spot like this. I mean, I think the components are going to be really good here. Know Your Enemy's also really good. Ooh. Library card? Okay, so the question is a random tome better than an Orin item? I don't think so. Because like Sork is really good and then everything else is pretty bad. Strategist is okay. I'm pretty sure it's just job well done here. And then Know Your Enemy, the question is a 12% damage increase worth 2 Orin items? Well, like 1.5 Orin items? I don't really think so. I think job well done is best here, but yeah, he does end up going for that. You just pick whatever. I actually had a situation where I slammed items on my bench and it like made the item somehow. I don't know how that happened. Looks like he didn't get that bug. Oh, he gets DFG Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher is, or Hull Crusher is what it's called. I always call it Hull Breacher, but that's the name of like a Magic the Gathering card, I'm pretty sure. He's going to move items to Vel'Koz, and he is going to play this version. Okay, so he is just going to play minus Jarvan, and then move all of these items to Vel'Koz, which are insane in slot. Though I'm surprised actually that he's reading the Sona ult on Vel'Koz, because you lose Sniper's focus value. Maybe he'll change that next round. I'm really surprised actually. But yeah, like I'm interested here. I'm very interested. Also, well, you'll note. Okay, so he was one-way contested by T-Lights, remember? Well, you guys remember because it was earlier in the video for you guys, but I'm remembering for myself. He was one-way contested by T-Lights this game. So that's something to keep in mind. He decides that like he doesn't have to sort of like donkey roll in 7 this game. This is a pretty sketchy board in my opinion to push 8 on, but he is pretty healthy from a strong opener. But yeah, like when you rotate into a board like this with a bunch of 2-star 4 costs, I would think you would be afraid, but my god. He actually just stomps this board with Nasus too. It's because it's final reserves. I just realized he's playing down a Prismatic, and also his he had what is this name of this unit? Silco 2, but he didn't actually have any items on him. We're just gonna take the highest cost unit here. Hopefully it's the Heimer, but if not, we'll just take the Neoliths here. Doesn't matter what items we get. But yeah, so Setsuko has 3 Silcos. This is why I really get scared whenever I place. Ooh. That's a good unit. The only problem is you have to cut out Malzahar. Eventually we can play, yeah, and so he's just going to make this pivot now. Oh, interesting. And just cut out the Kassadin. I think that makes sense. And he's just going to play the Ahri for here. Ahri's really nice to give yourself another carry to play around. And he's even just going to slam the tier here to get an early cast off. Because whenever you make the item, it's going to pop off anyway. But yeah, so Setsuko has 3 Silcos. I'm not sure how many T-Lights has. Like, at least 1, right? Surely. But I don't remember seeing how many he had. So I'm curious to see what he does here. Looks at this person's board who's just... What were they? Were they Invoker for real? But yeah, I'm really surprised by his low priority on rolling here. I think it's because he knew he was so rich, and because he knew the power spike from What the Forge, and just Vel'Koz 2 Taric 2 would allow him to be fine this stage. But I think, like, I definitely, on this patch, I would have been really tempted to just roll it down to 0 to try to find Silco 2 plus Jarvan 2, especially when I know I'm at least one-way contested. So yeah, T-Lights has 1 Silco, and he's just fast 8, probably can't fast 9 from this spot, is probably going to have to roll a bit to find like Silco 2, but yeah, like the big issue is that, I mean, he wins that fight, maybe he is going fast 9, he's 100 streaking. Oh, Setsuko on 8th, that's really good. This honestly looks great. I mean, it's 3 completed items. The only downside is you have this tier stuck on Ahri now, but you can just Reforger it off. Items-wise here, I'm mostly interested in just itemizing Silco. I'd put both these on Silco and just put this here. I don't care about itemizing Ari. She's cool, but like I wouldn't itemize her right now. He's gonna wait the round out. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he's thinking about reforging Eternal Winter. Wow. And he does, actually. That's wild. He's gonna Snipers focus the Ari. I mean, surely Snipers is a great item on Ari. My problem is just this R unit, in my opinion, kind of stinks compared to something like a Silco 2, which surely we'll be able to play around. Because of this, we're gonna have to adjust our board, right? Like, if we're playing around Ari, we probably want to get in like the Shen plus Karma setup. Oh my god, so many Jarvans. How are there not that many Jarvans out of the pool in this lobby? He's just gonna play 8 Sork. That is also a huge spike. So he's just not going to play that version. He's not going to play any +1 except for Jarvan. He's just going to play 8 Sork on 8. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the strongest board here. Ooh, he's going to hold the Jarvans for potential Jarvan 3. Yeah, I forgot about... I don't know why I was so stuck on the... But yeah, like, obviously 8 Sork is, like, the board that you want to play for when you have Sork. And yeah, I mean, Sniper's Focus is a much better item on Ari because, you know, like, her gets to the back line. I'm just... I feel like I haven't been that impressed with Ari 1 because I feel like she struggles to cast. But I guess the nice thing is that you do already have like Azania's on her, so she's kind of guaranteed to cast. So yeah, I mean, it looked like she popped off there. Maybe the difference between snipers on Ari and Silco is like absolutely worth just, you know, the fact that she's a slightly weaker carry and that like we're gonna find Silco 2 way before we're gonna find Ari 2. But you do like Silco is often sitting in the middle, ulting the middle, so you get kind of terrible sniper's value on him. It's a smart play, you think about it. Alright, he wins this fight. Yeah, his board is still, even without Silco 2, is very stable just on the Ari. I'm actually a bit surprised by how stable this board is. I know he's 8 Sork, but like, I don't know. I've had worse 8 Sork boards. I really think it's just that, I mean, What the Forge is really good. He rolled really good items, and Jarvan 2. Jarvan 2 is so crucial in this comp. Like, the difference between Jarvan 2 and no Jarvan 2 in this comp is like night and day. And he ended up in a lobby where Jarvan wasn't that contested. I feel like one really important thing about playing Sorks is just ensuring that you're in a lobby where you're not contested, because not only do you get contested by other Sorks players, but you also get contested by people who are playing the Azir Silco comp, because they're taking your Jarvans, they're taking your Silcos. And like if that's the case, you know, like I had a lobby where I was Giga win streaking with Sorks, and then I looked at the lobby and realized there were like 4 people going Silco, and I was just like, oh, there's 10 Silcos out of the pool, GG's. And it was. I went like bot 4 that game, I think. So that's something really important to keep in mind when you're playing Sorks. Is just like scouting pretty early to determine other people's direction. Gen pair, but I'm curious, is he... Ooh. Oh my god. He's actually really close to Jarvan 3 now. He got a Death Defiance. He is going to make this pivot into 6 Sork. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Ooh, Silco 2 is huge as well. I don't know. Is this stronger? They're playing around the Ari. You don't even have Shen 2 yet. I think with Shen 2 it's probably stronger. With Shen 1 I'm not 100% convinced it's stronger, but I mean, I guess Shen's a better tank than... I mean, Shen's really not that great of a tank. It is like... How much damage did this Ari do in this fight? She did, with the double Sniper's Focus, she's doing, yeah, 7k. That is not bad at all. Sorry, that's my phone. Shen 2 here as well. Let me mute my phone. I'm sorry, I've been texting about... Because as I'm going on vacation, my flight is in like... I mean, over 24 hours. It's not tomorrow, but the next day. But, I mean, still, it's kind of soon. Oh, that was a weird lag thing. We're fighting the Rogues player, but, I mean, we have double Zanyas. As long as Jarvan can get a good cast off, we should be fine in this fight. Just because, yeah, the double Zanyas do so much work here. And, yeah, it's just an easy top 4. The question is, how high can we cap out? T-Lide's probably, looking at his HP, probably just greeted the stage mostly and went 9. And so the question is T-Lide's like Ari 2 and stuff like that. Bishop's gonna have to wait for the rest of the Jarvan players to die. I think, okay, actually it looks like most of them died, because there was someone in the pool with a Jarvan 2, I believe, but now they're dead, so I think he's actually chilling from a Jarvan's standpoint. Just take whatever item you want. Dude, what is this? You had all day to load! Okay, looks like we're back. If I forget to edit that out, then I'll feel like a total troll, but I think I'll remember. Oh my god, wow. I can't believe he hit so many Vel'Kozes in like 20 or 30 gold, but okay, sure. Like, I was like, are we really going for a Vel'Koz 3 here? And he is, and he did. Okay, and so he just uses the Jace, or not the Jace, but the Jarvan to remake Jarvan. He's not actually going to end up going for Jarvan 3 here. He just puts the Sork Spat onto Shen, which is generally a better user of it because his shields scale with his AP. The only nice thing about Jarvan is that, I mean, his damage scales with AP. I've had an 8 Sork Jarvan sort of like one-shot, enemy back lines, which is kind of fun. But yeah, it's probably not as good as just putting it over onto Shen. So I think this play makes a lot of sense. And now he's just going to donkey roll for Ari because, I mean, the game's almost over. It picks up these Sonas. I mean, oh, there's no way. Wow. That's a crazy play. I mean, Vel'Koz is our main carry, but I'm shocked by this play. I feel like Jarvan is the cornerstone of what makes this sort comp good. I guess the nice thing, though, is with the double Zanyas, you don't actually need to buy that much time, you just need damage. That's a really interesting idea, because I think without the double Zanyas, I'm not confident at all at this play, but because the double Zanyas, I could actually see it. Like, your backline's never going to get one shot, so you just would need damage in this spot. That's really wild. I never would have done this, but I think it's a really interesting idea to just cut more of your front line and just play the Sona for the multicaster. Because I know we have Shentu, but Shentu is like pretty fake, and I feel like the CC is so important from Jarvan, but maybe not in this spot. It is going to be a double Sork top 2, by the way. T-Lides just with a Giga Sork win streak. Hizari gets a big cast off, but obviously it can't wipe through the Zanyas. And actually, Hizari might get another cast off, but I don't know if she procced all those Zanyas. Ooh, really close fight. Oh my god. So close, but surely Vel'Koz can kill this. Oh my god. The overtime into the Aatrox. The Aatrox actually got the win. Oh my god. I don't know what T-Lides needs here. Obviously, Dish Up just wants to take a full item here. Deny whatever T-Lides wants. And he does end up denying this Crown Guard. Oh my god, Manazane? I mean, he can remake Ari. Which it has to be the play, right? And then you just do this setup, and then I don't know where the Zanyas goes, or the Snipers goes. I guess it just goes there. Yeah, that's fine. What the fuck? He actually just hits Manazane there? That's insane. I wonder if this swings the fight enough, because it's a great item on Ari. But I mean, the Snipers was doing work as well. I don't know. I'm curious to see. One Ari cast, another Ari cast. The healing from the Ari is really, really crucial. Looks like it's GG's with the Manazane. I don't know if T-Lides can beat this now. He is maybe looking for like an Aatrox 2 or like a Jarvan 2 or something. I saw he had Aatrox and Jarvan on bench. I mean, maybe those spike him enough. It's interesting that he even has an Aatrox in on the board. He's just playing Aatrox as Aatrox. I don't know how he has that many open slots. I guess it'd be interesting to look at his board at the end. But yeah, like that's really wild that he's playing it. Yeah, but he can't even find Jarvan 2, which is wild. He's just playing Aatrox as a +1 over, I mean, normally it'd be like a Kassadin or something. I like Scion a decent bit. But yeah, I mean, with this Manazane, his front line lives a while there. Oh, there's going to be another Ari cast here? Oh my god, these fights are so close. Dishop just absolutely gets wrecked in this one. What a huge swing from the fight before where he absolutely stomped him. I mean, we're going to get one more item, but like, our board's pretty capped at this point. That's the problem for Dish Soap. What else do you need in this spot? Like, there's actually just nothing that you can do to improve your board. Like, I guess you're going to take a frontline item. I mean, you take whatever item you're given because you're at the mercy of Mortog. And hopefully you high roll an Ari too. But with 2 Aris out of the pool, that's pretty unlikely. Yeah, he's... Oh! Yeah, sends it to 0 here. Actually finds 1 Ari. But yeah, he just has the Death Defiance here. Looks like T-Lights reforged some items. He did find Jarvan 2. Maybe Jarvan 2 was the swing there. Lumps up here for this Jarvan ult, potentially. This is going to be a huge Jarvan ult, but at least the Ari on Dish Soap side dodged it. But is Jarvan going to get another cast off? He does. It's so huge for T-Lights. Looks like it's Dish Soap's lost. Yeah, T-Lights board is just way too capped, and Dish Soap can't cap his board out any higher. Really, really cool game from Dish Soap, though. The What the Forge with the Sorks. Some really cool ideas, like eventually cutting that Jarvan and playing around the Sona because of the Zanyas. I really think it has to do with the Zanyas. Without the Zanyas, it's really sketch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, check my Twitch, and where the links down below. Thank you.